you meet a person, and then all of a sudden you're connected with an arm, and you're only focused on this butting and pushing together. In that clip that you originally showed, that showed the very beginning, you guys started the circular pattern. Now, everything should be happening in that circular pattern. So you should have Pan and Lu Chi. You should not be focused on butting into that person. You need to be able to release, move, change connection, change direction, and change your technique. It should be a continuous movement in technique. And I saw you put a video up with a student just a few moments ago, and you were doing push hands with that student, and you showed.
I put that up for a reason, to show the difference, the contrast.
Many, some variations, directional variations. Some of them are not really safe to do, and we've discussed that. You know, like if you take the person up, you know, you do that only to attack. Yeah, but you also need to train that sometimes. You need to be comfortable that your arm goes up in a movement, but then you need to be able to get the body to drop and turn and drop and turn, pull, and take them lateral with that. So you need to practice the movements that you're most vulnerable, but you also need to know how to always bring back to your center, because at the center of the axle is the quickest way to move and connect your legs to your center. It's kind of like the upper body is soft, smooth, and flowing. The bottom half is very much moving in its rail or its potential forward and back. So you're using the back to assist neutralizing and then rotation. Then you're using moving to your center line and moving forward with your legs, and then rotating to apply force, or then expanding to apply force. So the two are very different. It's like one you're actually practicing push hands, and the other one you're kind of wrestling. And this has become the norm even in competitions. I don't know why. When I first did competitions, you had to stay in the circular loop. And it's a little bit different once you go to non-fixed step, but fixed step is always a difficult situation because it's not normal. You don't stay in a fixed step to fight. That would be suicide. You know, you need to be able to move around. You need to be able to flank the person. So I found it interesting. You wrote about that observation. You know, it was just very hard and very pung-based and things like this.
Yeah, I'll send you what I wrote to someone who's pushing.
But what I saw today was much better practice, you know. And I think I mentioned to you is that the way that I was taught is that the first revolution is you feel, the second revolution you attack straight away. So you need to pounce on the person. Okay, you need to take ownership of that space, but you need to do it in a way that's reflective of the principles. But it is also much easier if you release to neutralize, but you keep emotion. That's very hard to release and neutralize if you're just pulling your arms back and you're in a forward stance. And it's also very risky to suddenly shift back with your arms going back because your mass is already gone back. So then, boom, you're gone. Those sort of things. So it's a game. It's a game. There's a lot of value in this game, but really that's a basic thing. And when you have a student like you're practicing with on that clip, if you just keep working on this, and then you allow one person to be the attacker and one person is neutralizing all the time or defending, and that's how you build skill. So you really want to be, often it's better to be the person who's defending, because you allow the person to attack, and you need to learn how to defend in this sense. So defending with, you have to use softness, so then you can change direction and apply force. And there's a lot more merit in this. And I think, you know, it's happened to me. You get caught playing these little games, but then you also got to learn, how can you be soft? How can you control that person's over punch? So, and I agree with you that in a better situation, if they're too hung, your Lu should create the elbow strike, should create the shoulder strike out of that. So
Yeah, that's what's happening. And I always feel like, being the
Yeah.
smaller guy, I have to close that gap.
So what I saw is you just miss lots of opportunities,
Mhm.
like lots of opportunities, and possibly it's because you were focused too much on feeling him out.
And I also had like 3 shots of vodka and a beer.
I think you would have been very relaxed. But if you think about that thing, and it's just more practice. You know, when you do it with me, it's like, just push you this way, or I'll pull you that way. That's because my body is catching where you disconnect, but I'm mainly focused on myself, on my own center, on my own technique. As the classics say, you play as though there's nobody there.